Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankees baseball here on September 21st. We got the Yankees traveling to Baltimore to take on the Orioles. And if you've been following this replay, you're not going to recognize this Yankees starting lineup. So here we go. Leading off, playing second base is Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing shortstop is Tom Trish. Batting third, playing center field is Roger Maris. Batting fourth and doing the catching is Johnny Blanchard. Batting fifth and playing left field is Hector Lopez. Batting sixth, playing first at base is Bob Hale. Batting seventh and playing third base is Billy Gardner. Batting eighth and playing right field is Jack Reed. And batting ninth on the mound is Billy Stafford. Let's go to the Baltimore Orioles starting line up the home team. And you got leading off playing third base is Brooks Robinson. Batting second and playing second, Jerry Adar. Batting third, playing center field, Jackie Brandt. Batting fourth, playing first base is Jim Gentile. Batting fifth, playing left field is Whitey Herzog. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Gus Tarandis. Batting seventh, playing right field is Russ Snyder. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is, Ron Hansen. And on the mound doing the pitching is Jack Fisher. Let's get down here to Baltimore Memorial Stadium and get this game started. Like I said, we got Jack Fisher on the mound for the Orioles. This is his 24th start. He's got a 4.20 ERA. He's got 8 wins and 12 losses in 5 complete games. First batter he'll be facing is going to be Bobby Richardson, batting .251 with 3 home runs and 62 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Gus is going to make the catch for out number 1. And here comes Tom Trish, one of the few starts that he made this year. And Trish is batting .500. He's 1 for 2 with no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Tom. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short for out number 2. And here comes Roger. Roger batting .271 with the record-breaking 71 home runs, 143 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Snyder in right field. The Yankees go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees nothing. Orioles coming up. We got Bill Stafford on the mound making his 23rd start. He's got a 2.37 ERA. He's got 20 wins and only 2 losses on the year. He's got 8 complete games, and he'll be going up against Brooks Robinson, the first batter. Brooks batting .292, 7 home runs, 62 RBIs. And he starts off and squares this one up against Bill. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. It hits off the wall. Brooks Robinson's got himself a leadoff double to start this bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Jerry Adar. And Jerry's batting .241. He's got 8 home runs and 33 RBIs with a runner in scoring position. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Big first out there by Bill. Brings up Jackie now. And Brandt's batting .281, 15 home runs, 81 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the... That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts after that double. Bill taking matters in his own hands. Can he get out of this with nobody scoring? And here is the question, and I think the answer is yes. Do you intentionally walk Jim? And I say we do. We're not going to let Jim Gentile beat us today. So Jim's going to trot on down the first. Going to have first and second now. That'll bring up Whitey Herzog. And Whitey's batting .270, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. And here's the pitch to Whitey. And it pays off. That's a ground ball back to the mound. Bill's got it. He tosses it over the first, and Bill gets out of that leadoff double with nobody scoring. We go to the top of the second, tied at nothing. We got Blanchard, Lopez, and Hale due up here in the top of the second. And Johnny's batting .267. He's got 25 home runs, 58 RBIs on the year. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a ball 1-2. 1 ball, no strikes from Fisher. And he squares this one up. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Home run number 26 and RBI number 59. Puts the Yankees ahead 1-0. Hey, Tim D. I don't know if you've seen my comment after you made, but yeah, like I say, Apba doesn't tell you if when the runner scores, if there was a throw home or not. So it's hard to tell how many times somebody's thrown somebody out. That brings up Hector Lopez, one of Hector's starts of the year. He's batting .215. He's got no home runs, 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Fisher bounces back after that leadoff homer, strikes out Lopez. And Bob Hale up now. Bob, one of his few starts, only batting $167 and no home runs and no RBIs. Yeah, exactly, Tim D. Yep. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Brooks Robinson. Brooks fires across, gets Bob easily. Now there's 2 outs, and that brings up Mr. Billy Gardner. Billy's batting .236 and 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and very limited play. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. So the Yankees score 1 on the home run by Blanchard. We get to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 New York. We got Gus Torrendis, Russell Snyder, and Ron Hansen due up here against Bill. And Gus is batting .230. He's got 15 home runs, 59 RBIs. Oh, you're welcome, man. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout Bill Stafford has today. And all of a sudden, he's looking like Linda Ronstadt, throwing nothing but blue bayous. Here's Russ Snyder. He's got a .312 batting average, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Bobby Richardson's down there. Throws over to Bob Hale. Not used to saying that for out number 2. That brings up Ron Hansen, batting .243, 9 home runs, and 60 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one off of Bill. And he drives that ball in the gap, and that's going to be a 2-out double. So Ron's down there at second. And that'll bring up Jack Fisher. So at the very least, he gets the pitcher out of the way here in the bottom of the second. And Jack's batting $180. He's got 4 RBIs. Can Bill get out of this with nobody scoring? And yeah, that's going to be an easy fly ball out to Hector and left. And out to win the inning. Orioles strand 1. We go to the top of the 3rd. We got Reed, Stafford, and Richardson due up here. Jack Reed getting a start here today. In right field, he's batting $182. And he has no home runs and no RBIs on the year and limited play. Here's the pitch to Jack. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. No, it's not. Yeah, it's going to be a swing and a miss. And he strikes out. And that's the 2nd strikeout for Fisher. That'll bring up Bill Stafford now. And Bill's batting .233, not bad. He's got 9 RBIs on the year. And that is going to be a ground ball down the first. And Jim Gentile misplays that. And Bill Stafford's going to be on an E3. Bill down at first, and we're back to the top of the order. And Bobby Richardson popped up the Gus his first time up. Can he do something with a runner on here? And that's not what you want to see, a lazy fly ball out the right field. That'll be 2 outs. So it's going to be up to Mr. Trish here, 2 outs to do something. Trish grounded out the shortest first time up to his counterpart. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Brooks will go the long way across the diamond. Throw Tom out, and that'll end the inning. And the error doesn't bite the Orioles in the butt. We go to the bottom of the third. Yankees still with a 1-0 lead. Hey, Aaron. Here's a copy of Steam link if anybody wants to join in. And now we got Mr. Brooks Robinson. Adar and Brandt due up here, top of the order against Bill. Brooks doubled and got stranded at second his first time up. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the right field. And Jack Reed's patrolling out there today. As I type in the wrong thing. Sorry about that. As I type in the wrong thing. Sorry about that. And there's Aaron.
Hey, hello.
That makes 1 out here in the third.
Crack.
Yeah, exactly. The crack of the bat. Gotta love it.
Crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt, the sweet
Yep,
sounds of baseball.
exactly.
That
Here's
and a
old
whole
Jerry
bunch of
Adar. He struck out his
it's
first time up.
it's pronounced Adair.
Adair. Okay, thank you,
Adair.
bud.
Don't
Yep,
mention
he
it.
struck out.
I don't want to sound like a like an
Oh,
idiot
you're
or
fine,
anything.
bud. Yeah,
I'm just trying
yep,
to help.
no
I'm just
problem.
helping you out a little bit because
Yep.
sometimes. But go ahead. It is Jerry Adair. But go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Do your
here's the
thing.
pitch. A different lineup in here for the Yankees. Not your usual suspects. And that ball is hit down the third, and that's not Mr. Boyer. That's Billy Gardner. And he fires across over the Bob, and not Mr. Scowron for out number 2. Now we got old Jackie up. Jackie O. Jackie
Jackie
Rant. He
Jensen.
struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don't want to do that with only a 1-run lead. Especially who's up next, Mr. Jim Gentile. He got intentionally walked his first time up. And Bill's going to pitch to him this time, I guess. Here's the pitch to Jim. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. And Blanchard's going to make the catch. And that'll end the inning. And the walk doesn't come back to bite Bill in the butt. We get to the top of the fourth. It's still 1-0 New York. Now we got the heart of the lineup, but the heart's a little different than what it used to be. You got Maris, Blanchard, and Lopez due up here. Rogers flew out the right field his first time up. And not this time. That's going to be a base hit in the center field. Jackie couldn't get to that one. So Roger has a leadoff single. And that comes the man. He homered and scored the only run of this ball game back in the second inning. And Johnny do something with Roger down at first. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Can they turn 2? as Fisher spins, fires down the second, over to first, but Blanchard beats it out. It just wasn't made to be a double play, too slow. That brings up Hector Lopez now with Blanchard with not much speed down at first. What's that?
Hector Lopez.
Yeah. He didn't have a great season. He's only batting .214 on the year. But again, limited play. He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch to Lopez. And I shouldn't have said nothing because that's a base hit in the center field. He says, talk shit about me, will you?
Talk shit about me. I'll come up and get a hit for you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
He gets a base hit.
I'll show you.
I should be playing in left field every day.
Damn.
Yeah. That's why I ain't hitting. Here comes Bob. Hell up. Bob, he grounded out the third his first time up. He's got Blanchard down in second in scoring position, but it'll take a heck of a hit to get Blanchard in on a single. Here's the pitch to Bob. And he drives that ball in the left field. That'll load the bases up. So the bottom part of this lineup coming through here, or the heart of the lineup, rather, coming through. So we got bases loaded for little Billy Gardner. And Billy is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his last time up. Can Billy come out with a big one-out base hit? Lopez may be able to score. He's got decent speed down there at second. But Blanchard and Bob sure don't. Here's the pitch. Exactly every time, Tim D is right. Here's the pitch to Gardner. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He airmails that into the stands, folks. That's going to be an E6.
Whoops.
And everybody's going to advance 2 bases. Very good. I like it.
Error, as they say.
And that sure helps this Yankees lineup out. Now you're going to have second and third and only one out. And Jack Reed up the bat, folks. And all of a sudden, it's 3-0 New York. Jack struck out his first time up. That's going to force the Orioles to bring the infield in. They don't think they're going to score many runs off against Bill today. Jack, he struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. Can he get it through this drawn-in infield? And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. You're not going to get that past Brooks. He looks everybody back. Fires over to first for out number 2. So it's up to Bill Stafford. And everybody knows if you're watching this channel, we don't need no stinking DH. Bill reached on an error his last time up. I'd say he's batting .230. Not bad at all. With this lineup in the Yankees, he's one of the better hitters. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Brooks again. He'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning. But the Yankees scored 2 on the air and take a 3-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the fourth. You got Herzog, old Gus Trendus, and Russ Snyder due up here.
Wait, Whitey Herzog?
Yeah, Whitey Herzog played for the Orioles. Yeah,
that's that's Gus Triandus, by the way, the guy after Herzog. But go ahead. That's how it's pronounced. But go ahead.
I was just taking a drink, Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah.
When you start talking, it gives me a chance to take a drink. Helps me out.
The Aaron Reed drinking game.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, good luck establishing the rules for that. But go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, Whitey. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. He's going to fire over to first. That'll be out number 1. And here comes old Gus the Mule from Disney. He struck out his first time up. Let's see if Bill can get him out again here. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the center field. Roger Maris out there today. Makes the catch. We're 2 up and 2 down. We got Russ Snyder up here now. Russ grounded out to second his last time up. And not this time. He gets a hold of this one off of Bill. He drives that ball into the gap, bounces off the wall. He's got a 2-out double. So runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Ron Hansen. Ron's got a double today. He's batted well against the Yankees in
Listen to
this
that
series.
Oriole faithful.
Yeah, exactly. Out there in right field. Here's the pitch to Ron. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lopez. That'll end the inning. And the Orioles strand Snyder down at second. We go to the top of the fifth. It's still 3-0 New York. Got the top of the order due up. Richardson, Trish, and Maris. Bobby's 0 for 2 today. He's popped up to the catcher and flew out to right. Here's the pitch to Bobby. Can he set the table here? Not this time. That's an easy ground ball down the third. The human vacuum cleaner picks it up, throws over to Jim for out number 1. And Tom Trish, he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and third.
Trish.
And hey, it's going to be a ground ball. Now it's going to be a fly ball out the center. And Jackie misplays that, lets it play him. And that's going to drop in front of him for a 8. And Trish is down at first. Jack Fisher is getting no help from this defense, folks. That's the 3rd error in this game. And that brings up Roger Maris with a runner in first, which is in scoring position for Roger. He's 1 for 2 today. He's flown out to right and single.
In that order.
Yeah, exactly. And that ball is high. That ball is going, folks. Number 72. Like I say, Trish was in scoring position once he reached first. Roger Maris with 72 home runs, 145 RBIs, and it's 5-0 New York. Now
Throw
you
it
got
back.
Blanchard up with nobody on him, 1 out. Unbelievable was right, Tim D. Like I say, the only man in the lineup that can really kill you. Blanchard's, like I say, 26 home runs in 90-some games ain't bad at all either. But still, the rest of this lineup sure don't scare you. Here's the pitch to Blanchard. Can Blanchard go back-to-back and get his 2nd home run of the game? No, he bounces back. Fisher does. Strikes Blanchard out for out number 2. That brings up Hector Lopez. Hector's 1 for 2. Came around the scores last time up and struck out the other time. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second, and that'll end the inning, but not until Mr. Maris hits number 72. And the Yankees lead 5-0. Fisher's due to
72
lead
on the
off the
year.
5th.
Woo. How many does Mantle have?
Mantl's stuck at 48 because this is when he got sick and they didn't play him much. So since they've clinched the American League pennant, I'm not playing him. He's not
you
officially
don't really
off
have to
the
play,
line, off the roster. But since
Mm.
they clinched the pennant, I'm not going to play him. If they were still in the pennant race, I was going to play him, Aaron. I wasn't going to bench him. Now, literally, some of those games, like the last game or so, he was physically in the hospital. I mean, he was unable to play. But yeah,
I actually read
but he was
about
never
that.
taken off the roster.
Right.
So him and Bob Serve. I think Bob Serve at the end of the year here ends up having surgery, and is like I say, he's not off the roster because of the 40-man roster play.
Right. They still did that back
again.
in
He's on the
60s,
bench. He's available for me.
Right.
So as long as they're available, I'll use them if I have to. Like I had Mickey pitch hit the other day.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave Fisher in. He's really not pitching bad. It's the 3 errors. He's only given up 5 hits.
His defense is letting him down.
Yeah. 2 gopher balls, giving up 3 of the 5 runs. But like I say, the defense is giving up the rest. So here's the pitch to Fisher. He's 0 for 1. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. After Stafford got off to a hot start with the strikeout, he slowed down. That's only his 4th one now. We're back to the top of the order, and Mr. Brooks Robinson. Brooksy's 1 for 2. He's doubled and flew out the right. And that's going to be a base on ball as Brooks trots on down the first with 1 out. And here comes Jerry Adair. Is that how you pronounce it?
Adair.
Adair?
Jerry
And
Adair.
now Jerry's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out the third. See if the Yankees can get a double play ball here. And no, that's going to be a fly ball. Now, it is going to be a ground ball. Can they turn too? Gardner's up with it. Fires over the first. Brooksy will get down the second with 2 outs. And here comes Jackie. And let's see if Jackie can drive somebody in with 2 outs. He's 0 for 1. He struck out and walked, so he hasn't made contact yet. And he finally does, but that's an easy ground ball down to Trish at short. He fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. Hey, 007. And that works out for the Yankees. That'll let Jim lead off the bottom of the 6th. We go to the top of the 6th. Hal, Gardner, and Reed, the bottom part of the order, due up here. They done their job. Bob's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That'll be an easy play for out number 1. And that brings up Mr. Billy Gardner. And Billy is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up, though. Grounded out to second. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center. And that'll be 2 up and 2 down. And we got Jack Reed up here now. See if Mr. Reed can get on board here. He's 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. And that's another swing and a miss. Strike 3. The Yanks go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 New York. Gentile, Herzog, and Tarandos is due up. Jim 0 for 1's been intentionally walked and popped up the second. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Jim gets aboard here and with a leadoff single. And that brings up Whitey Herzog. See if the Yankees can turn 2 and get out of this. Whitey's 0 for 2. He's hit 2 ground balls, 1 to the mound and 1 to second. Not this time. That's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he takes advantage of that. He hits that ball down the third. Nice play by Gardner. He grabs that ball down the line, makes a play on it, throws over the first, and gets Whitey. Jim does make it down the second, but nice play by Gardner. Robs him of a base hit. That brings up Gus now with 1 out and a runner down at second. He struck out and flew out to Roger. In center, here's the pitch to Gus. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Well, actually, a pop-up down the short. Trish is under it, makes the catch. That'll be 2 outs. Can Bill get out of this with nobody scoring? It's up to Russ Snyder here. He's 1 for 2 with a double his last time up. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Roger in center. Cannercorn, he makes the catch. They scran Gentile. We go to the top of the 7th, still 5-0. We got Stafford in the top of the order, and Richardson and Trish. Bill's 0 for 2 today. Can he get on board here and start this 7th inning off right? And that is going to be a fly ball down the left field line, and Brooks Robinson with an over-the-shoulder catch robs Bill Stafford of a hit. Nice play by Brooksy. And that'll bring up Bobby Richardson. He's 0 for 3. Popped up, flew out, and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. His counterpart's up with it. Fires over the first. 1-2 go to Yanks. It's up to Mr. Trish to keep this 7th inning alive. And Tommy's 0 for 3. He did come around to score on that error. He reached on an error. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Russ Snyder's got it. Yankees go down in order. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Hey, Mike.
What the hell,
We got Hanson. We'll have a pitch hitter for Fisher now in the 7th. And back to Brooks Robinson. Ron's 1 for 2. He doubled and flew out the left. Here's the pitch to Ron. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. See who's going to come off the bench here and pitch hit for Fisher. Most of the lefties are in the ball game. I think they're going to have Billy come off the bench, the switch hitter. Try to get on board here. The Orioles need base runners.
I thought you were going to say Davy Johnson.
No, Davy's not with the Orioles this year.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet, anyways.
So here comes Dave Feely up the bat. And Dave's batting .288 on the year. He's got 15 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Bill. And that's going to be a pitch hit single in the center field. Roger couldn't get to it. It takes it on the bounce. And Dave's aboard here. In the bottom of the seventh, we're back to the top of the order. And Brooks Robinson's having a fine game here today, folks. He is 1 for 2. He's doubled and he's walked. Flew out the right his other time up. And that's going to be a fly out the right field again. Reed drifts back, makes the catch for out number 2. And here we go. All up to Jerry here with 2 outs. Dave down at first. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out the short on third twice and struck out. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. No, it's not. That's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the second time. 2 ground balls and 2 strikeouts. And that'll end the inning. We get to the top of the 8th. It's still 5-0. See, he's going to come out here and pitch. You got the lefties coming up now. The Orioles, unfortunately, do not have a left-handed pitcher in the bullpen. I think old Tom Apba is going to come out of the bullpen to pitch. Strzok, I think, just pitched the other day. It's been 2 days since Strzok has pitched, but it's been a while since Papa's pitched. So Papa's coming out of the bullpen.
He's got the fresh on.
Yeah. And this is Papa's only his 5th game. He's got a 3.86 ERA. And he's got a 1-0 record. And he'll be facing the heart of the lineup here, Maris, Blanchard, and Lopez. Roger 2 for 3 with that 2-run homer. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Roger's having his best game since Mick's not been in the lineup. He's aboard down at first for Mr. Johnny Blanchard. Johnny's having a heck of a game, 1 for 3 with a solo homer, scored twice. Struck out his last time, though. Hey, Big Clue.
There's the Cluester.
And that's going to be a base on balls. Blanchard walks on down to first. Roger down at second. Nobody out. And it don't look like John's the answer here, folks. I'll get the bullpen up again. And this comes Hector Lopez. He's 1 for 3. Came around the score in the 4th inning, struck out and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Hector. And that's going to be a base on balls. So all of a sudden the bases are juiced and only nobody out.
Nobody out. Danger.
Bob. Bob drive into some runs here. That's going to get Wes Strzok up. Strzok's up now in the bullpen. They go out and talk to John, asking what his damn problem is. Here's the pitch to Bob. They're going to play back. They're down 5-0. They need outs. So they're going to play back. Bob's a good candidate for a double play. And that is going to be hit down the second. See if they can turn 2 over to short, over to first, but Bob beats it. A slow roller, 1 run will score. Blanchard will end up down at third. And now we got Billy Gardner up with 1 out, runners on first and third. Now it's 6-0 New York. Hey, MV, was watching your video this morning, bud.
I want to.
Congratulations on ending that 62 project.
Oh, nice.
He played 10 years from 62 to 70.
Wow.
Well, actually 11 years, 62 to 73 with the Mets. He got the one World
Who?
Series in it. Not bad. The Mad Professor did good. A few of them
The
years he
Mad
won them.
Professor.
Yeah.
Who are we talking
Here's
about?
I'm in the
Oh, okay. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Here's Gardner now. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out, reached on an air and flew out the center. Again, with the speed on the pads, they're going to play back for a double play. And Billy Gardner squares this one up, folks. He's going to put an aim into this game. That's a base hit in the left field, and that'll score a run. Bob will stop at second. And we got first and second, and it's now 7-0 New York. And that'll be it for John. They're going to bring Strock in now. Only gets one out, gives up 2 runs, 2 runners still on. It's his responsibility.
Yeah, I was looking at the Yankees this year, and they had in the booth they had Mel Allen, Phil Rizzuto, and Red Barber.
Oh, really?
Believe it or
Darn it.
not. Yeah,
That's an awesome lineup, ain't it?
I
Bill
mean
Rizzuto from the money store.
the
Wonder how many people remember that. Do you remember those commercials? You're
the
probably
money.
too young,
Actually, I
aren't
think
you? Huh?
I think I heard them on YouTube before. Somebody has them
Yeah.
uploaded, but
Yeah. That's
they're
like a lot of kids when I grew up. Joe DiMaggio was Mr. Coffee. I mean,
Mr.
there's a
Coffee.
lot of. I mean, if you wasn't a baseball fan, you thought Joe DiMaggio just sold coffee makers, man.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I used to always
Yeah.
wonder what like baseball players would endorse, like would they either endorse or sponsor back then? Like you said, Joe DiMaggio was Mr. Coffee, and you had the Phil Rizzuto, the money store man, and then you
Yeah,
had
exactly. Yeah. This is Phil Rizzuto from the money store. And like I say, old Joe would do his Mr. Coffee commercials,
Mr.
and that
Coffee,
literally would put Mr. Coffee on the damn screen, calling him Mr.
Mr.
Coffee.
Coffee. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he didn't do many. That's one thing Joe wasn't big into was endorsements. Hey, Dave.
I wa- I always thought
Yeah.
it was funny listening to what was it? There was an ad. I don't know when this was. It was Bob Euchre and Earl Weaver, and Bob gets it like he gets in an argument with the umpire. I don't know who it was, and he just kind of like accepts it and walks away. And then Earl's like comes up to him and goes, "What the heck was that all about?" And then Earl like gets him out there and he shows him how to really argue with the umpire. And he's like, "You got to get mad. You got to get you can't just accept it and walk away." I
Yeah,
mean,
007. A lot of ball players did Maypo. The most famous was Mick. I want my Maypo.
I want my mapo.
Maypo. But yeah, a lot of them was in the same commercial. There'd be like 3 or 4 of them all say it, but old Mick was always the last one, and he'd be about half bowling. I want my Maypo.
Actually, yeah,
Hey, sports Legend Sports Universe. He did a nice football game earlier between the Packers and the Bears. The Bears. Here's
the
the pitch to
Bears.
Jack Reed. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. He's going to spin around, throw down the short over the first, and that's going to be a 1-6-3 double play. So Strock comes in, pitches the one batter, gets 2 outs, and ends this inning. Yankees are up 7-0 now. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Brandt, Gentile, and Herzog do up against Bill. Bill's pitched 7 innings, walked 3, struck out 6. And he get a complete game shutout here. Jackie's 0 for 2. He's walked, grounded out, and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. He throws over the first for out number 1. I was going to make wholesale changes to the defense if they was winning, but 7-0, everybody's staying in. Jim Gentile's up now. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, popped up and singled his last time up, and that's another ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. They might want to pick on somebody else.
Yeah.
2 up and 2 down, and that's all up to Whitey here to get something going. They need to score some runs here in this 8th inning. Don't want to have to score 7, though. Tie this ball game up in the 9th. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Bill. Bill's up with it, throws over to Bob at first. 1, 2, 3 goes the Orioles. We go to the top of the 9th. We'll have Stafford to lead off, followed by Richardson and Trish. Like I say, this is a terrible fielding team. I was going to make defensive changes, but not with a 7-run lead.
Now with a 7-run lead, you don't get too greedy.
Nah, like I say, they can play the whole game here. Here's the pitch to Bill. He's 0 for 3. And he's going to be 0 for 4 because that's hit down the 3rd, and that's an automatic out most of the time for Baltimore. Brooks throws over to Jim for out number 1. And that brings up Bobby Richardson. He's 0 for 4, not having a great game. Can he get aboard here and save some face? And that's going to be a fly ball out to Snyder. 2 up, 2 down. And it's up to Tom Trish to keep the 9th inning alive here for the Yanks. And Tom's 0 for 4. He did come around to score when he reached on an error, though. And he drives that ball in the right field. He's got himself a 2-out double, folks. Tom Trish gets aboard here. And that brings up Roger Maris with a runner down in second. And 2 outs. Rogers 3 for 4, having a whale of a game. He's homered and he singled twice, came around to score twice. Can he drive Trish in and make this 8-0? And the answer is no. He was swinging for the fences. That's strike 3, and that'll end the top of the 8th. It'll take a lot of Orioles magic here to come back from 7-0. Stafford's going to go the distance here. We got Gus, Snyder, and Hanson due up. See what he can do. He's 0 for 3. Struck out, flew out, and popped up to short. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Roger. He takes a few steps back, makes the catch. Out number 1.
1 out, 2 to go.
Exactly. And here comes Snyder. Bill Stafford with that 2.27 ERA right now will be fighting for old Bunning here for the Major League ERA title here. Here's the pitch to Snyder. He's 1 for 3 with a double. But that's going to be a fly ball out to Jack Reed. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. And the Orioles are down to the last bat. It's Ron Hansen.
Pretty much tie a ribbon around this one and put a ball on top of it.
Don Meredith would say, turn out the lights, this party's over. Here's the pitch to Ron. And that's got a ground ball down to Billy Gardner. He fires over to first, and that'll end this ball game. Yankees win big, 7-0. Nice job, Stafford. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I did not see this game going this way. I thought it was going to be a pitching duel. I didn't think the Yankees with that lineup could score 7 runs. And I figured Stafford would pitch well. He has all year. Take a look here at this box score. Skunked is right, Tim. Like I say, I wasn't shocked with that. I was shocked with the 7 runs. Of course, the Orioles helped them out with those 3 errors.
The shutout. Ooh.
The Yankees 7 runs on only 8 hits, like I say, and no errors. The Orioles no runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. Roger Maris, the big boy, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI home run. Yankees were 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Only left 5 men on base. Like I say, they had that opportunities and they delivered. The Orioles, not much to talk about. Nobody had any 2-hit game, and they were 0 for 7. Bill pitched around a little bit of trouble, not much. And they left 8 men on base. Stafford goes the distance, picks up his 21st win. He's 21-2, folks. 5 hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 6. Old Fisher drops to 8-13, goes 7 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, but only 2 of them earned. Struck out 4 and gave up the 2-run homers, 2 home runs. And then old John Papa, he didn't come in and do shit. Pitches a third of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, and walked 2. Wes Strock came in and did a good job, but it was too little too late. 1 2/3 with a hit and a strikeout. And there's only one other game here today. That's the Twins going to D.C. to play the Senators. Not much baseball here on September 21st.
How many more games you got left?
I got 13, 6 with the Yankees and 7 with the Braves. Not
7
much.
with the Braves.
Yeah,
not much
not
left.
much at all, Aaron. I'm down the stretch. Like I say, love to get this done right around the new year. I go back to work on the 3rd. Would love to get it done before I go back to work.
You got let's see, the 3rd is a Wednesday, so you got 4 days.
Yeah, to get in, like I say, 13 games. So what is that? It's about 3 games a day.
Yeah, and then then you got the World Series if you decide to do
Yeah,
that.
like I say, I'm not worried about getting the World Series done that quick.
Do that later.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, like say,
I got
after
you.
I go back to work. Yeah, take my time doing that. I could care less
Of
if I only
course.
do 1 game a day with the World Series. But I like to get the darn regular season over, especially since both pennants are done. So there's no suspense here.
The pennants have been decided already. We know who's going to the Fall Classic.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of me getting the pedal to the metal and getting this shit done.
Getting
Which ain't
finished.
hard
Yeah,
for
I
me.
hear
I can go batshit crazy. It's been known to
you.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch any of my videos when I did the racing, you'll see a video like a race normally takes me about an hour and a half. You'll see some days where I did 2 races. Yeah,
What,
and
like
definitely a
NASCAR
race every
racing?
day for like 4 or 5 days in a row.
What, like NASCAR racing?
Yeah, it's called Red, White, and Blue with Play.com. It's like I don't know if it's my second favorite game or it's tied with Appa. It's like neck and neck because I love racing as much as I love baseball. And
Oh,
like
I
I
could
said,
talk about auto racing all day long with you. I
and
mean,
it's us. I don't like using the word, but I don't know another word to use, so I say it. It's a simple game, but it's so realistic. I mean, the top 5 most of the time are the top 5, and it's amazing how many times the winner of the race wins the race. It's just, and all it is, you got your drivers divided into technically 4 groups, actually 3 groups. You got the leader, then you got the top group, the middle group, and the bottom group. And
wow.
each track has its own card. So if you're at Daytona, Richmond, they all have different cards. And each driver could have up to 6 characteristics. If you know play.com, he likes using characteristics, not
Yeah.
numbers. So there's 6 of them each driver can have. And they got what's called a gas rating and a brake rating. The gas rating is how well they pass people. The brake is how well they are at defending being passed. And you
Right.
roll 3 dice is all you roll. You roll 3 dice and you decide where the action is going to take place on that turn, whether it's going to be the top group, the middle group, or the bottom group. And if it's in the top group, they all
Wow.
try to get the lead. If it's in the middle group, they're all trying to get to the top group. If it's in the bottom group, they're all trying to get to the middle group. And whatever characteristic you roll, you see which drivers in those groups have that characteristic. And
Yeet.
when you find that driver that has the characteristic, you roll 3 dice, and amazingly, they're red, white, and blue. Hence the name Red, White, and Blue Racing. And you roll,
I'm sure it
and you
has
see
the sound
first you see if
effects
the
and all that
driver
stuff.
passes, and everybody loves to hear this. You see if he passes the gas factor, and then if he does, you look and see what driver he's challenging on the white dice and the group ahead of him, and then on the blue dice shows you the number you're comparing to that driver's brake factor, and if it is higher than his brake factor, he passes him and gets out the position. And Simple, very simple. Doesn't take long. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Right.
it is amazing how accurate the game is. I mean, sometimes your top 10, it's not perfect 1 through 10, but the top 10 are your top 10. Yeah.
And I'm sure it's got all the sound effects and stuff like that.
No, this is a board game.
Oh, it's just straight up board game.
Yeah, it's just a board game. Yeah.
Speaking of board games, I have been looking to get this thing that I saw on the internet about a week ago, last Saturday, and it came out in 1988. It's an old Parker Brothers baseball. It's called Starting Lineup Talking Baseball. I've been looking at this for a week now. I showed it to my girlfriend, and she like sent the link I gave her to this emailed this store in Ohio that sells stuff from like the 80s and 90s.
Uh-huh.
And she said if they don't have it, they will if they don't have it, they'll try to find it and get it. But I told apparently this thing comes with it or you have to buy the team discs
Hmm.
and not like 26 team discs in a box, but like it's 18 discs with like three or four teams on each. But I was thinking, about getting something like that and doing something like that on my channel or whatever it is, because
Yeah.
I'm
Tim
new
D
to
says
the.
it might be on eBay.
Yeah, I don't trust eBay, but
I
then
got you.
again, well, you don't know what price they want for it. I mean, that is a let's see, 88, so 98, 2008, 2080, 30, it's 35-year-old Gizmo.
Right.
That thing could go for over $100.
Tim D says there's a website called the Sears Wish List.
Uh huh.
Look at that.
I'll have to see. Sears wish list.
Yeah. Tim D
Let
just
me
put on there. There's called a Sears Wish List website.
let me Google that. I'm actually. Whoops. Fudge. Hang on. I could go for some peanut butter fudge right now. Sears wish list. Let's see. Wish book. Sears wish book.
Is it
Wait,
Sears
are
Wish
you?
Book, Tim D?
Because I'm looking at. No, there's a no. That's it. Hang on. Is it
If you got the link, Tim D,
se.com?
go ahead and put it in the chat.
Yeah, because I can go easily come in here and well, don't put it up yet because I'm not on the chat. I'm not on the stream chat yet. But
Well, if he puts it in the chat, I can copy and put it in the description. You can go back later and look at it.
uh, well, I just went into the
Oh,
the
he says he
thing.
doesn't
So
have it.
oh, he doesn't. That's all right.
No.
Because I if I let me Google this. Let's see. Starting lineup talking baseball by Parker Brothers. Because a fella on YouTube who I found posted a video, but he wrote a whole blog about it. And by the way, this thing is pretty. Let's see, videos, starting loud talking baseball. Uh, there's a website called Board Game Geek.
Yeah,
Uh,
you never been there? That has almost every board game known to man.
yeah, well, this is one of them.
It
The
rates
oddest
games
of
and
the
people
odd.
put reviews and all in there. Sometimes you can buy games off of Board Game Geek. If not, it'll take you. Hey, Ken, it'll take you to where you can buy the games, like play.com. It'll take you to their website and all.
Yeah, because it's right here on the. It's on. It's this. It's this website, Board Game Geek, and I did see a buy button
Yes, exactly.
on the on the I did see a buy button on this thing, so it's probably you could because I would I'm not one for I don't I'm not really this isn't really as much of a toy as it is a board game, but
Gotcha.
but
Noble Knight, yeah, they sell a lot of secondhand stuff. That's true too, Tim D. A website
yeah,
called
like
Noble Knight, Aaron, they sell a lot of secondhand games,
I
and you're
did see
buying them
a
straight from them. You know what I'm saying?
well there is uh Geek Market, no listings found. Sell a copy. There's videos of it. I don't know about directly, but there is. But it's you know like it has the cool thing about this thing
Ken
is it has like
Castro's
a
asking
running
what the name of that is again.
starting lineup talking baseball. It was made by Parker Brothers in 1988. The cool thing about this thing is it has a running commentary while you play. Like it sounds like like an actual, you know, it's kind of like you can play it like Appa does. I mean, the only thing with this thing is it only ran for one. They only did one season of it. They
Ken
never made
Castro
like
says he remembers it.
oh, you do, Ken. Because it came out in 1988. It was a, it's, it ran on four, like it said, the blog said 4C batteries. Which, good luck finding those today. I mean, nowadays you could just like
You can still get them.
plug it into the wall.
Right.
Yeah. C batteries. And you like, I don't know how this works because I've never seen it before, but hopefully I can, because my girlfriend sent the link I sent her to the store the store on you on it's in Ohio, I think. And
Starting lineup, what's it called again?
talking baseball. Starting lineup talking baseball. It was made by Parker Brothers. Um I was gonna
Oh, I think I remember that game. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yes. There's a few.
it's go ahead.
There's a few. There's quite a few
There's a lot of
YouTube
videos
videos
on it,
on here about it. Yeah.
but they're really short between 30 seconds to
Yeah, there's one that's
15
13
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the unboxing, and then the family, the kid, the
Yep.
dad and the kids play
Yeah,
it. It's
you
so
got it. Yep. Yep.
that's the one that I
Here's
sent
one that's
my
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30-minute video. You want me to
I
put the
never
link
s-
in it? Put the
uh
link to it.
hang on, I'm gonna go into the
Here, I'll put the link
back
on
into
the
this.
chat here.
Well, I won't see it because I'm not in the chat yet. But so don't put it in just yet. But wait till I can get the
I just did, but you'll be, yep. Like I said, I can put it in
hang
the
on.
description too. That ain't a problem.
Yeah, because but I would love to get this because like the guy that I found that did the video on it's like he was doing some weird stuff in the game, like intentionally walking the bases loaded just so he could see the grand slam sequence or whatever it is. I mean, like they also made a football game too. Unfortunately, there's no only one video of that one. It's only 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had
but
a
let's
hell of a
see.
lot of these handheld games. You wouldn't believe how many handheld games I had. I I had a boxing one that was pretty darn cool.
A
Um,
boxing game?
a boxing well they call it handheld, but you couldn't hold it. Yeah, yeah.
Do you
What's the
remember
boxing game called?
that Monday Night Football game that Parker Brothers made in this like the late 70s. It had the tape on. It had like it was a board game, but it had like the tape with the sound effects and the announcer on it and stuff like that. I
What
don't know
was
if
it?
you remember that. It was a Monday Night Football game that came out in
Knockout,
the like.
what that boxing game was called.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think I remember
Yeah, pretty
knockout
cool. You
boxing. It
could
was
duck, you could throw uppercuts and jabs. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. My
Tim
mom used to buy me all kinds of handheld games for Christmas and birthdays. Yeah, exactly.
$75 for starting
Them
lineup
it was
talking
pretty big.
baseball. That's not a bad. I mean, hopefully it comes with all eight team team discs, because otherwise you'd be buying them set. It says of course nowadays I'm sure they would package it with it, because you're not gonna just be playing the All Star team game the rest of your life or how long you've got it.
Ken says
But
there's one for $75 on eBay.
oh dang, I
Yeah.
wish I could. I wish I could order it, but I don't know. I'd have to get. I'd be checking on my mail daily for that dang thing. But
Yeah.
that or my dad would be calling me, "What's in this box?" I'm like, just put it in my room and I'll get it when I get home or something.
Right.
I mean, but yeah, like I just was thinking about it because I saw it last Saturday on YouTube and I'm like, this is amazing. I mean, the kind of technology that they had back then.
Oh, exactly.
Um, but you know, I was but now I've got. I guess for now I'm content with Action PC and Apba. I'm and any of the actual like video games, baseball video games. I do have because I can sit here and play hardball for hours until I get tired of it. But of course, knowing me and how I am with new gizmos, I tend to play with them until the batteries run out. When
Right.
I was
Exactly.
when I was
Yeah.
you know, it's like bop it, especially with one. It's like play with it until the batteries die. But
See, I
fortunately with
used to
that
get
one,
the adapter. I had like a four-way adapter, so I could play almost any handheld game with plugging it in. Because back then, these companies they didn't want you being able to play other people's games, so the damn adapter you get for theirs to plug into the wall didn't fit the other game. So I ended up getting an adapter that had a four-way adapter.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I say, so I
But
didn't
yeah,
use a lot
like
of batteries. I was home normally
I've seen
playing them.
that video I've already seen that video you sent. By the way,
Oh, you
it's
did, yeah.
I did see it. It's like that's the one with the Cubs and the Tigers, and it was like a 15-7 ball game in the game, and the guy kept trying to intensely walk the bases loaded. I'm like, why would you do that for?
Four, right?
I mean, but with like there was I don't remember as far like I know there was a electronic baseball game that beeped and talked. It was I don't know what it was called, but it wasn't real baseball because it wasn't the actual teams and it wasn't the actual players, but it was like this like bleep blue. It came out like the either 80s or early to mid 80s, whatever. It was just like handheld electronic thing, like 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 Tiger Electronics would do, but there wasn't any like realistic sounds. There wasn't any like real like crowd noise. It was just beep 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 beep, and then that the voice would say something like no balls, no strikes, something like that. And because I saw a fella on YouTube playing it, no pun intended, and it was, you know, it was. I can say I saw it, and you get what I mean. But it was just, you know, it was just like him playing with it. But yeah, like I would love to get my hands on starting lineup talking baseball eventually one of these days. If my because my like I said, my girlfriend said she wrote to the store in Ohio that sells vintage toys from the 80s and 90s, and if they didn't have it, they would try to get it, and then it'd be up to me to go to Ohio and pick it and buy it. But if it's
I
like
still have that,
75
Ken. I still have Appa boxing.
Appa boxing,
Yeah, Appa came out with a boxing game. Truthfully, it wasn't Appa. They bought the rights to it from somebody else. But yeah, I still got it, Ken. I'll have to get it out and show it on the channel. Yeah,
is that a board game, a dice game too, or what?
dice game. Yeah.
Appa's noted for their dice games. I mean, that's like Beatles said, the only game that has a Windows app is the baseball one with Ernie Harwell, which you know,
Hey, you keep them entertained.
surprisingly,
I'll go get that.
I mean, sure, I don't mind,
You got it?
but
I'll be right
I
back.
got it. Go ahead. Um, Beatles, Dwayne's gonna go get the Appa boxing game, so I'm gonna be shooting the BS with you guys until he returns with the tools. But no, like when I was growing up, and I'm sure because it's like I loved any toy that made noise when I was a kid, and and it things like there was the Bop It, there was there was the something called Brain Warp. That one was my favorite, was Brain Warp. But I never like I used to have a couple of the Atari games, not Atari games, but the Tiger games, the Tiger Electronics. But all they did was beep, you know, and then there wasn't any sound effects except just beeping. And um and you know, but then so I've been I guess I can't say associated with, but I've been around this community now for almost a year. It'll be a year in January. Was when I found Beatles, and then met everybody else along the way, thanks to Beatles doing his app, the Baseball for Windows midday streams, and yeah, that's how I found you guys, and I've been with y'all for almost a year now, and it's hopefully we're gonna keep it going into 2024. I mean, Chris, this was nice. I got to play MLB the show with what was it? No, it wasn't MLB the show. I got the new UFC game and the new NBA 2K. Um, yeah,
Alrighty, this won't be no
he's
authentic
back.
unboxing, but it'll be an unboxing. See here, get the camera set up.
He found it. He's back.
See here, set up the second camera. Let's move the camera over a little bit here.
But I wonder what a app boxing for Windows or an app football game for Windows or a hockey game for Windows would be like. That's just
Oh,
something
he'll
I
never
thought
do
about.
that.
Probably not. I mean, I mean, you know, like I was just following this, looking at the Apple Zip website this morning, and I found, it's more they don't have they never put anything new in there. It's like it's always the same stuff. I mean, and some of the data discs are either not there or you know, I can't explain it. But go ahead.
Let's see here, get rid of that. Don't want that on there. Remove that. Okay, I want to make this. Why isn't it letting me put that as the big one? Yeah, exactly, Ken. It is, ain't it? I'm trying to get this to be the big screen here. Let's see here. Single screen. Oh, darn. It's been so long since I've done this. How can I make this the big screen? I want to switch this here. Switch. God darn it. Always brag how simple this is. Okay, get off of this. There, that should do it. Now, there we go. I knew there was a way. There's a will, there's a way. Got it now. Now here, let's open this up. Like I say, this won't be no authentic boxing, but man, I got her packed in there. Bonus pack. Lightweights, featherweights.
Lightweights, featherweights, middleweights, heavyweights.
Let's see here. Light, heavy, heavyweights, bantamweights, flyweights. Of course, you got to have your red, white, and blue dice. Ain't that awful? Middleweight,
A dice rolling boxing game. Dice rolling boxing game. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have
Here's a
thunk
tournament
it?
I started. Why not? Here's the board. It was similar to the title bout. Wasn't much difference. They only had it a few years. Okay. Your scorecards. I believe that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Here's the charts that come with it. Referee charts, cornerman chart, knockout chart, TKO, strategy changes how the fighters fight if you pick a certain strategy. And here's the actual chart that you're read off of, just like with baseball. Let's take a look at the heavyweights and all. Where's the heavies? Okay. Can you see it?
I can't, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Darn, Aaron.
no, it's all right. You're fine. I mean, my dad did that to me sometimes too. Like, can you see it? I'm like, no.
Sorry, I
Well, with
wasn't
my
thinking.
dad,
The way you
my
said
dad,
that,
I can.
yeah,
No, I can't. Sorry.
right. You got Jack
So,
Dempsey,
ooh,
Muhammad Ali, Rocky Marciano. Hell, I wrote on freaking Joe Louis. I wonder why I wrote on Joe Louis. Maybe there was something wrong with this card. Do you remember, Ken? Was there something wrong with Joe Louis's card and it had to be fixed? I wrote on it. Old Joe Wilcock, Joe Jennings, old John Sullivan, Chuck Wimper. That was actually who they made the Rocky movies off of. Smoking Joe Frazier, Langford, Gene Tunney, Max Smelling, Archie Moore. Now we're getting into the light heavies. Billy Conn, Grubb, Bob Foster, Michael the Sphinx Jinx, Harold Jones, Dick Tiger, Victor Gonzalez, Joe Torres, Melo Batana, Lopez, and Rossman. Yeah, I think it might have been a correction. I can't see me writing all over that card, and that wasn't a correction because, I mean, I even crossed it out so you couldn't see underneath of it. It had to be wrong. Oh, heck yeah. I mean, his numbers were way different. His RGB was a 6. I changed it to a 9. His RGS was a 4. It went up to 11. So, yeah, his chin got changed to a 322. TKL was a 2. Yeah. Yeah, his endurance got changed. So yeah, they must have really messed up on that one. Oh, exactly. This was a great game. Great game. Like I say, I got the Apple saddle game too. That goes for like $400. Here's the back of the cards. Pretty cool looking. But like I say, I forget. Do you remember who designed this game, Ken? Because they just bought it off of them and sold it as an Appa game. Let's see here. That's fine. Got Sugar Ray Robinson in the middleweights on Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Jake LaMonte, Charles Burley, Griffith. That's fine. One of my favorite fighters. And that's Danny the Little Red Lopez. I think Danny was a featherweight. I think he was. I loved old Danny Little Red.
My grandfather could tell me everything I needed to know about boxing. I mean, he loved boxing.
I
I
like
mean,
boxing. I can't get into UCF.
UFC.
Yeah. Oh, you sold that saddle game? How much did you get for it, Ken? Let's see. Where's old Danny Little Red Lopez at? Maybe he's in the bonus. See who's in this bonus pack that they gave you. Well, they didn't give you. Got to buy. Sonny Liston's in the bonus pack. Pretty boy Floyd
Ooh,
Patterson, Gene Tunney, Franklin Johnson, Zale, Griffith, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Oh, Alexis Arguello. I love me some Alexis Arguello. Boom Boom Mancini. There's
ooh.
Danny Little Red. I thought he was a featherweight. He's in the bonus pack. Yeah. Yeah, he was in the bonus pack. But like I say, it's a cool game. I'll have to get it out and play it. I'll have to reread the rules because it's been a while. Been a while.
Wow.
Here's the rule book.
I have
It's
a
only an 8-page rule book.
yeah, not much to
No,
really
like I say, it wasn't a hard game.
follow.
No.
I
Yeah.
actually have a board game in my closet, not right here to my left. It's called It's called Touch 'Em All Baseball, but it's in Braille.
Oh, cool.
The
That is awesome that they did
I
that.
think I'll have to get it out one of these days and show it off a little bit because
Like I say, there's
one
only
of my couple
two
friends of mine
charts.
who are
Doesn't take up a big footprint. This doesn't. And the box I
mm,
got's in damn good shape. The bottom
yeah,
of it, got to close it up. But other than that, it's a little tight putting all those packs in there because the packs didn't come in with the box. Whoa, as I just knocked the camera down.
yeah.
There we go. Get that back on there. We'll switch up here and get rid of that camera. There we go. Don't need people seeing me bust the camera up. But yeah, it's a nice game, Ken. I agree with you. Heck, back then it probably cost me like $40. That was a small fortune. Because Appa games aren't cheap. That's for sure. The only thing that
Yeah.
you didn't get a lot of fighters. That was the problem with it, even with the bonus pack compared to title bout back in the day. Title
I
bout came
remember
with almost like 1,000 boxers. It was crazy.
I remember something my brother had when I was a kid. We were kids. It was a Carmen San Diego. It looked like a board game, but it had like a book, like I guess it was a manual, but it was a Carmen San Diego game. I don't know what you did in it, but you basically answered questions about what I don't know, but um it was it ran on like I think it ran on like little it wasn't big. It was like it looked like a computer.
Uh-huh.
I've been looking for videos of this on the internet, but I can't find it anywhere. But it's a Carmen San Diego game. Let's go get Carmen or something like that. You know.
And so they sold that saddle racing game 20 years ago and got hundreds of dollars back in. I know it's crazy. Like I say, I've seen that game go for like $400. And that game's not hard. It takes a little bit of setup, but that's not a hard game either. I enjoy that game. It does have a decent footprint. The board's pretty big.
Mm. But yeah,
And it
board
comes with
game.
a
Yeah,
lot of great horses I got. I forget what season I got. Just turned off the screen. Didn't want to do that. There we go. There we go. Turn that one off. Yeah, I heard that you said you played that in the 2019 convention. That is cool. That is cool.
but
Like I
yeah, like I
say, I
love.
wish they go back to selling them games
Oh
again.
man, you won't find any stores that would sell them because everybody's busy selling the new stuff. But there's always some thrift store,
Yeah, Ken said he
nationwide.
did that. He made some cards for the saddle racing game with the horses and jockeys. That is cool. Back in the day.
Wow, wowzers!
Oh, they brought the rights to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
drag.
Yeah, now he's
That's
not
like
selling the game no more. Of course, they stopped that
th-
before he bought the company. They stopped selling that. I was glad I got it when I did. I still got the greatest Appa game of all times, boxing. Have you ever heard the jokes about that, Aaron?
I
The
think
boxing,
so.
I mean, the basketball game.
I don't know about
Guys,
the jokes, but
yeah, well, the joke goes, I started a basketball game 10 years ago. I'm finally in the fourth quarter. It was a long game. It was a long game. Yeah. Yeah.
dang, talk about
Well, what
the clock
the
must be
problem with the
really
game
slow.
was,
Yeah.
why it took so long, you had ranges. So you put your starting five in, and you would have a range of assist. And it went off of whoever the highest assist guy was, got the first X amount of numbers. Then the second guy, and all until you went through the starting five. Well, you make a substitution, not just an assist, but reboundings, fouls, and all those categories. You had to readjust those values. So you take one player out of the game, and there you was recalculating all that. So you know how often they make substitutions. It was a freaking nightmare. I even
Yeah.
made up index cards for certain lineups just to save time, but it still took a while. Yeah, I played full games too, Ken. I was playing the 19. It was the guess it was I got the 85, 86 season. I was playing the Boston Celtics season that year. I played like 3 or 4 complete games, but it did take a while. And it's like I say, me making index cheat cards. So when I made a substitution, like brought in Bill Walton off the bench and stuff, I already had a card made up with that lineup in it. But it still took forever. Oh, you had 70 and 71. Like I say, it was a good game. It just took forever. It was accurate as hell. I mean, it was play by play, pass by pass, Aaron, but it took forever. I guess it probably took me about 3 to 4 hours to play a game. What about you, Ken? How long did it take? Like I say, I'm pretty sure it took me about 3 hours.
They
but the
say with
scores and the stats were very accurate.
yeah, they say with like with baseball for windows, you could finish a game in at or under an hour. I mean, of
Yeah,
course,
Ken said it
one
took him
pitch.
about 3 hours too.
Dang,
Yeah, yeah, you really had to be
that's
into it. Like I say, I enjoyed it, and it had a big footprint. The boards I have are huge, and even the game board was big. They gave you on each player card there was a name, and you would put that, you tear it off the card, and you would put that name instead of putting the card on the court. You put that little tag of the person's name because they had sections on the court that told you where they was at, and you looked on that board if they was shooting. Of course, it was harder to shoot outside than inside. You know what I'm saying? It was like A, B, C, I think up to F, F or G, something like that. Pretty cool. I'll have to
yeah.
get that out one day and show it on the channel. But like I say, it takes up a lot of room. I'll have to clear this table off.
You're gonna have a lot of board game pieces laying around and trying to get figure out which one goes to which. I
Yeah,
mean,
I thought I was right, Ken. Thank you, bud. Yeah, I think it went up to like
don't,
F or G.
but yeah, the touch 'em all baseball I've got instead of actually rolling die, it's a spinning die.
Oh, really?
You spin, I think both die, and you know, but you're given like this little scorecard that does like balls and strikes. It's kind of neat.
Right.
And balls, strikes, and outs. He puts like a spec down for a ball, a spec down for a strike, and a spec down for an out, and then you know. But because I used to play, I played a couple games, and it was like one of them was like an 18-18 slugfest, and it went on. It was like I'm
I
like we're gonna
bet.
be here for. Unfortunately, we had to stop because I had to go somewhere. But me and a friend, a good friend of mine who introduced me to the game, were playing it. It was like you make your own lineup. You don't need seat. You can just kind of do it your own way, pretty much.
Right.
But you do your own teams, you make your own lineups, and go from But it's fun, you know. I mean, I always would. I tell my girlfriend, I said, if we could get together, we would really bond over board games and stuff. But you know, um, like I like them all, video games, board games. Though I like the ones that talk, like I said. So that way I know what I'm doing.
Right.
But with starting lineup talking baseball, apparently this game like walks you through. You know, it's like I think it's like a computer. I don't know what it looks like because I can't see, and two, I've never seen it in person. But it looks like, from what I heard, it looks like a computer um, of sort because it needs to be if you play with two players, apparently it needs to be rotated per turn. Like if it's my turn, it's on my side. If it's your turn, it's on your side.
The way it
But
looks on the video in there, Aaron, it must have like a pitcher and batter, so you switch it around. So when
yeah,
you're
that's what it
pitching,
is.
yeah.
But there's
So
like
when
a
you're
main
pitching,
hub
you're on one side of
control.
the game on, and then when you're batting, you're on the other side. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
but there's like a main hub like
Yes,
a
it
main,
looks just like a ball diamond. Yeah.
but it's like there's like a main hub can like a hub control for like setting everything up. Like
Yep.
do you want to do
Exactly. Yep.
this? And it asks you, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to start in the first inning? Of course you're going to play a full game.
Right.
Of course you could do what I would do and flip the coach mode switch and let it play itself and then make decisions like at a certain point if you wanted to. But I think that's how it works. I've never tried it,
Yeah, I
but
never even heard of it until you mentioned it.
yeah,
But like I
I
said,
never
I
heard anything
remember
about it
seeing it
till
back
last
in the
week.
day, but I
I
never
saw it
bought that
last
game.
week. I saw it last week on YouTube. Like, oh my gosh, this is cool. I mean, and the fact that it uses real players, that's But I don't think it's licensed by by MLB itself, so they don't use team names. But you can kind of use your imagination.
Right.
But yeah, like my girlfriend said she'd look into that and see if she could find it. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not in a rush, but then again, you know, the interest is there. You know, so what were we what were we doing? We were doing. There was only one game left in the day's
Yeah.
schedule or something like that
Yeah. I
for
finished that game out. I was just
the.
looking at the standings. The Yankees just won their 110th game, so they already won
Oh
one
my!
more game than what they actually did. 61. They won
Look out!
109. So with,
Beware
like
the
I say, with
Yanks.
6 more games to go, see what they do. I think they got. Let's look here. I think they got Boston coming up. I think that's who they got next. I think they go to Boston and then they finally come back home after Boston.
They wrap up at home.
Yeah, they will wrap up against Boston and the Orioles at home, if I remember right. Yeah, they go to Boston for one, two, 2 game series in Boston,
Dang,
and then Baltimore comes to town, plays a one,
that's gonna
two,
be a prime time. That's gonna be
two.
a prime time game right there. The
They
Yankees
play a
and Red
2 game
Sox.
series, and then Boston
Right.
finishes out the year with a one, two, three, 3 game series in New York. So, like I say, you got
Yeah.
Boston, then back to Baltimore comes to town, and then Boston again.
Dang.
And
I
the
mean,
Braves got I think the Cubbies are coming up with the Braves. Let's check.
ooh,
Yeah.
because you said there's 7 games on your with the Braves and you got 6 with the Yankees.
So, excuse me. Yeah, they got the Cubbies for, see how many they got with the Cubbies. I think they only got might be a 2 game series against the Cubbies. Oh, they got a 2 day series, but it's a 3 game series. They play a doubleheader on the 24th. Then the Cardinals come to town for one, two, just a 2 game series there. And
Mm,
then the Giants come in to finish
well,
out the season for a 3 game series. So, like I say, the
ooh,
Braves come home now to finish out the season.
County Stadium. How many wins the Braves have this year? Braves have this year.
I think they're on 94. And they was like a 500 team that year. I
Mm,
think they was in the 80s, one in the 80 some games. Here, let me look. I got it on here.
mm,
Milwaukee Braves 61. They was 83 and 71 that year, and they've won 92. The big
mm.
disappointment was the Reds. They're 79 and 68. They were supposed to win 90 some that year. I think they were supposed to win
Wow.
like 94, 95, 93. Reds
It
was
really
so they're
bothers.
10.
Like. Go ahead.
So they're going to be like figure about 10 games, 10 or 10 maybe under 10 games under what they were supposed to. The
It
Giants are
really.
about where they were supposed to. They were supposed to 185. They won 83. The Dodgers are another disappointment. Dodgers are supposed to finish in second with 89 wins. They're hovering right at 500. They're 72 and 73.
Yeah.
The Cubbies did a hell of a lot better than what they were supposed to. The Cubbies was supposed to lose 90 games. They're right around 500, 72 and 76. Yeah,
Mm,
Cubbies Cubbies are part of the reason the Reds aren't doing as well, because the Cubbies beat up on the Reds pretty good. Let's look here.
yeah.
Let's see what the Cubbies did against the Reds. Against the Reds, they were 15-6 against the Reds. Yeah. So switch that around, and the Reds are right in the hunt. Cubbies beat up on them pretty good. I think Milwaukee's like 500 against the Cubbies. Let's see.
It's like it really it. I feel
That's the
bad
other
for the
way around.
teams.
The Braves have beat up on the Cubbies. They're 15-5 against the Cubbies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So right there, you switch those around, and the Reds are right there with the Braves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the difference. Is the Cubs. Cubbies
The
made the difference
Cubs.
in the National League.
Yeah, look out for the Cubs. I it's like whenever like sports writers or whatever say a team if they expect a team to win, let's say go 90 and maybe 895 or something in an astronomical number over 500 like over 500, you know. It's like it's and then they say that and they say they're going to either win the pennant or make the World Series, whatever it is, and then they don't. The whole season comes by and they don't do what they were predicted. It's like that's like what I was saying earlier at this what I was saying a while back when I was watching ESPN and I was trying to find a game on TV and I found I think it was either First Take or whatever it was and one of those and Max Kellerman said he said the Yankees are going to win the World Series and it was only one day. I mean, I'm like, yeah, right. It's one out of uh, oh, excuse me, sorry. I wasn't gonna do that on the stream, but it's one day out of 62 days, or well, three if you include the All Star break and the Home Run Derby and the actual All Star game. But um, when the All Star game is next year for because it was in Seattle this year. Hadn't been in Seattle since 2001.
Well, they need to go back to Atlanta since they skipped Atlanta. That was
They
bullshit.
might. Oh, what was that? What happened with? They said
The
it was
voting
because
laws they
some
changed down
the
in
vote,
Georgia. They got pissed off, and the players said they wouldn't play down there if they played the game.
but they moved it to Denver instead.
Yeah. And
And that
like you
has
say,
been
they
the
didn't.
course.
It's ridiculous.
But
Old Bill Stafford's just 2.226 ERA. Old Bunning at 2.24. He's right there to get the ERA title. Whitey, what's Whitey? He's around 2.98. Look at that. You got Ralph Terry 2.90. Three Yankees in the top 10. An ERA, all under 3.
wow,
Yeah. The, the Orioles have 1, 2, 3. They got 4. 4 of them in the
dang,
top 10. Dick Hall, Milt Pappas, Steve Barber, and Hal Brown, all under
Hal
3.
Brown,
That is a
Hal
freaking hell of
Brown,
a team.
brown cow.
I was surprised. There for a while, they was the ones that I thought was going to fight the Yankees to the death because of
Uh,
that pitching. That's a hell of a pitching staff.
I'm just curious, and maybe what's the longest game you this year season you've ever done?
The longest game I did this year was the Braves against I want to say it was either the Giants or Dodgers. 21 inning
Mm,
game. Let's look here. Should I
21
record?
innings. Woo,
21 innings. Yep.
woo.
Here,
I
let's
bet
go
that's
to
on
the
the channel
schedule.
somewhere.
Yeah, ran out of pitchers.
Uh,
Yeah, 21 innings. Like I say, I know it was against the Dodgers, and it was a low scoring game, too. It wasn't like it was a blowout. Let's see if it says on here. Might be this game here. They left 14 runners on base. Let's see. That was a 9 inning game.
uh, Longest game was 21 innings. What about the most high scoring game?
that I
And then
rolled,
you only yeah that you rolled
that would probably be a Yankee game. The
most
Yankees,
likely.
they
Yeah,
gave up some runs sometimes. They gave up a lot of home runs. Let's see if I can
yeah.
find this. Here it is. Against the Dodgers. It was August 8th. 21 innings against the Dodgers, 8-5
Ooh,
game. Sandy
eight
Koufax and Lou
five.
Burdette started the game. Went from the
Mm,
ninth inning. The Dodgers scored a run in the ninth until the 21st inning. Braves scored three in the top of the 21st. Oh, the 14th there was the Braves scored a run in the top of the 14th. The Dodgers scored a run in the bottom. Forget who hit the home run for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 14th to tie it up. I remember it was a home run. Let's see here in the 14th.
oh my
Who
god.
hit the home run? Worst part is you can't see their names. You got to scroll across to get the name. Oh, Charlie Neal, second baseman for the Dodgers, hit a home run in the 14th. Thought the game was finally going to end. Yeah. Then we played another freaking 7 innings. It's crazy. Crazy. Who hit the
Was
home
it a
run, the
double
three
header
run
that day or
homer? I think
something or
Hank
what?
Aaron hit the 3 run homer and had a terrible game, but that was
Yeah,
all forgotten. Yeah, he was one for
yeah.
nine. 1 for 9.
One for nine.
Thinking up the joint. And he
Jeez.
hits a 3 run homer in the 21st inning, and he was the hero. Everybody forgot the 0 for 8. Yeah, 0 for
They
8
always
going
say
into the
that
21st inning
they
and
always
gets
say
a
the
3 run
hero or
homer.
the they always say the hero or the goat. You could have the
Hey, what's up, Mike?
crappy you could have the crappiest day in like
Here, Mike, if you want to
in
join
the
us, I'll put the link
crappiest
back in
game
here.
and then all of a sudden it's like, you can just hit one clutch hit and it's like everything's all's forgiven. You know. I
That's
mean,
Aaron's in the chat with me, Mike. Like I say, there's a link if you want to join. Yeah, that was a crazy game, and I'm planned on playing like 2 or 3 games that day. Well, I played
yeah,
3 games almost. It was one game. Yeah, it was one game. Let's see
yeah,
here.
it went on and on and on and on.
I don't know if you can sort it by score. There's an 11-9 game against the Reds with the Braves. 14-7 game against the Phillies. It looks like the two highest scoring games I had. 11-9 and 14-7 for that's with the Braves. Check the Yankees out here. 11-9, boo. Old Big Clue says.
11-9. Boo.
Yeah.
Clue's more of a
So there
Reds
with the
fan. Like
Yankees.
Clue and I are both Reds fans, but it's like, you know,
I might have been wrong. The Braves might have had the most. There's 11-7. Tigers beat the Yankees. 11-7. That might have been the highest scoring game I had. There's a 10-3 Yankees loss with the White Sox.
yeah.
I guess with that 2 point something. Oh, there's a 13-10 game with the Red Sox. Yankees won. That was probably the highest scoring game there.
Mm.
I know that's crazy, ain't it, Big Clue? Did you listen to that, Aaron? Steve Tate was
What?
doing a game on Action PC showing it off and had a no hitter.
A no hitter.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there's been a lot of no hitters in that. Everybody's starting to think that they set up something different in 24 because there has been a hell of a lot of no hitters. But yeah, had a no hitter.
I've come close to a no hitter before, but it always gets broken up at a certain point.
Yeah, like I say,
Um,
it was.
I think I was doing a 2000 replay with the Cincinnati Reds, and we were playing What?
Darn Big Clue says if Beatles did a Pirates season replay, there'd be a chance a no hitter against the Pirates. Big Clue was awful.
But I was doing a 2000 replay with the Reds, and we were playing the Cubs at home. And I think one of the Cubs pitchers was throwing a no hitter until about the fifth or sixth, maybe the seventh inning, and then one of the Reds players got a hit and ended it.
Tim D and Ken Castro is talking about a 27 inning game against Pawtucket Red Sox. There's an 11-12 game against the Indians. Yankees scored
The,
16 runs against the Indians. That's the most I've seen the Yankees score. 16 runs. They beat the Twins 14-3. Really, they didn't score in double digits very many times, the Yankees, with that lineup. Let's see how many times they were shut out. That's the question. Because that always surprises me when that lineup gets shut out.
oh, and today is my grandfather's 84th birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
That's Frank. I want to
So
give.
far, no shutouts. So far, no shutouts. That's hard to believe.
Is it possible a team can go a whole season without being shut out by it? Didn't the Braves do that this last year? They went like the whole this past season. They went the whole season without being shut out by anybody.
With that offense, I believe you.
I mean, I don't know how you can do that, but then again, if you got a good offense, then you don't have to really worry. I mean,
There's a shutout. September 9th, the
oh,
Senators shut him out.
the
Benny
Senators
Daniels shut him out. Did he go the
before they
distance?
moved to Texas.
No. Yeah, before they moved to Texas. Yeah, that was the first year that they went to Minnesota. Yeah, Daniels went the distance. A 5 hitter, walked 4, shut him out. I think that's the only shutout. A few 1-run games, but only one shutout.
Mm.
Yep. How many times did they shut somebody out then? There's one against the Indians, a 1-0 shutout, a 10-0 shutout against the Indians. So they shut the Indians out twice.
The the poor
Yeah, Orioles
tribesmen.
out 1. Oh, there was a 1. I missed that. Orioles shut them out too, 1-0. Whitey
The,
Ford got the loss. Oh no, he didn't get the loss. Jim Coates got the loss. Yeah, that was on May 21st against the Orioles.
way back
Yeah, one
in the
nothing.
early.
Top of the ninth. Was it a home run that did them in? Nope. It was a walk, a single, and then an RBI single. Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me that the Orioles shut them out.
The, our our college football team in here in Kentucky, we lost to Clemson in the Gator Bowl today
Oh, did they?
by three. By three.
Oh, Big Clue says they've shut out twice this year. The
Yeah,
Braves.
Oh, they did. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it.
let's Google and see if it answers. Has a team never been shut out the whole season?
Yeah, you're playing with the Braves right now. Before they were even the Braves, they were the Bean Eaters, as Beatles did the game with them last night. If you saw it or was there for it,
What's that?
that when you're playing with the Milwaukee Braves now, but before they were the even remotely the Braves, they were the Bean Eaters, I think,
Yeah, in Boston.
or the Bees. Monty, I was reading about because Beatles did a game with the Bean Eaters. I was reading about Marty Bergen. He was a good player. He just had a lot of issues, a lot of mental health issues, and he wound up. Um, I won't mention it here because it's the wrong place, but he may his memory be eternal, basically. But he was a damn good ball player and a defensive specialist. But man, like it. I love it. Baseball, we can always play a game year round nowadays without we don't have to wait for opening day. But then again,
Right.
you know, if you want the real thing, you have to wait, or you can go find old videos on YouTube. Because I found a few of them on certain channels and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Pluto Channel shows some baseball.
oh man, 24/7,
Yeah.
365. I mean, I remember the Christmas Day actually. This past Monday, I was just thumbing through Pluto and I found the MLB channel. They were showing like the Danny Cox shutout against the Giants that the Cardinals won in 85. That when he shut out, or what? Yeah, it was 85 when he shut out the Giants, I believe, because Vin Scully called it. Vin Scully and who was his partner for CBS, I think.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because Vin Scully called the '86 series, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner and the Mets win it.
I had a triple play this year with the Yankees turning it.
Wow.
That was against the Orioles in a 13-0 game.
Yeah.
Whitey started that game.
A
What inning was the triple play?
triple
Bases
play is
loaded,
very.
nobody out.
uh,
See here. That was the sixth inning. Had a walk, an error, and a single. And then it turned to triple play. By then the game was probably already over. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 10-0. When it was 7-0. Yeah, yeah, triple play in the sixth inning. Was that a one hitter? Two hitter. Yeah, two hit shutout.
Mm.
Nice job by Whitey. Joe Garagiola, Big Clue said. Oh, Joe.
What about
Yogi
Joe Garrett?
Berra's neighbor.
Mm.
He wasn't even the best player in his hometown. Yogi was. I love to hear him say that. He gets drafted by the well, not drafted. There was no draft. He gets picked by the Cardinals, and he wasn't even the best player in his hometown.
Who got picked by the Cardinals? Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra, they dicked around with Yogi, the Cardinals did, and waited a
Mm.
day or two and didn't sign him. He went to a tryout with Joe, and they signed Joe that day, and they dicked around, and the Yankees came knocking on Yogi's door and signed with the Yankees instead. He could have
He
been
was
a
a
Cardinal.
He played with the Yankees his whole career.
Yeah,
So
like you say, he could have been a Cardinal his whole life, but the Cardinals dicked around and didn't
I'm sure
sign him.
Yogi would have been a good Cardi, but smarter than the average Cardinal.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
boo boo. I'm smarter than the average bear. I gotta get those picnic
Yeah.
baskets, swinging baseball bats all day long.
He probably wouldn't be as famous with the
No,
Yogiisms being in St. Louis as he was in New York.
Yogi isn't. If you come to a fork in the road, take it. It ain't
That's a
over
good
till it's over.
documentary. Did you ever see that
Yeah.
documentary about
Which one?
Yogi?
No.
Yeah, it's his daughter and is headed that up, and more or less it's Yogi doesn't get credit for being the great ball player he is because everybody acts like he was a buffoon and known for that instead of how good he was. I mean, the man was
Mm,
an awesome ball player.
sure.
11 World Series rings. I mean, it's crazy. I should have been a Cardinal.
Mm,
Yeah, I hear you, Big Blue. Damn good franchise. I mean, nothing wrong with that franchise. Yeah, old Yogi. What time is it here? I'm gonna get off here, Aaron, and get me
yeah.
something to eat. I might be back on later. It's what
It's about
7:30.
7. It's about 10 till 7:30
Yeah,
already.
I know. It don't take long,
Where the
does it?
hell did where the hell did the evening go?
Exactly. When you're enjoying yourself, it
Sunday,
goes quick, don't it? When I'm
shit.
sitting at
Sunday's New
work and
Year's
I'm
Eve for
miserable,
crying out loud.
time keeps on
Huh?
ticking.
Tick, tick, tick. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna step on off here and do some stuff. I will. We'll shoot the BS again soon, and
All right,
maybe
Aaron.
I'll
You have a good evening, bud.
join you. I'll join you again on
Yep.
another stream eventually.
Not a problem, man.
All right, man. Well, take it easy.
You too.
What a blast. See ya.
Yeah, exactly, Tim D. I agree with you. Stop moving the clock. I want to thank Tim D, Big Clue, Ken Castro. Oh, you're welcome, Ken. See who else is in here. I want to thank Ken Castro for making me get Appa baseball back out, boxing back out rather. Legend Sports Universe, check out his channel. He was here earlier. MV, the Mad Scientist, check out his channel, folks. He just got done the 1962 Mets project him and Big Clue was doing together. Mike was in the house. Check out Mike. He's on Discord a lot. Keep trying to get him to go back on YouTube. He's done one video on YouTube. 007, check out his great channel doing Inside Pitch. And I want to thank Aaron Reed for stopping by and helping me out in the broadcast. Until next time, you all have a great evening and take care.